Now let's, we're sailing right now on a close haul, and let's assume that, well, actually, what do we have? Wind speed, Gary?
5.1 knots.
No, wind speed.
20 knots.
20 knots. Okay, we can let out a reef here. We got 2 reefs in the main right now. And why don't you take the camera and take a look up here at the, you can see the sail. We've got 2 reefs in the main, and what we're going to do is shake one of the reefs out. And we're going to use the electric winch. Now why don't you pan to the buttons here. The electric winch has 2 speeds. The gray button is high speed, and the red button is low speed. You rarely need the red button, really just to hoist the mainsail at the very, very end. So let's go ahead and shake out a reef for the main first. We'll take the main sheet, 1 wrap around the winch, release the clutch or the spin lock, and then while we're still on a close haul, we'll let it out. Now, it helps to grab the sheet here and pull on it to get it out a little bit easier. We want to get it all the way out so that the sail is flopping in the wind. Okay? Alright, so now we've got it out about to where we want. We're still in a close haul. Now we can wrap the halyard around the winch. We're going to now shake out a reef. Okay? Now, let's, over here we've got our reefing lines, and we're going to shake out the second reef. So we'll lift up the, that's the, this one is the leech line, this one is the luff line. And we want to make sure they're going to run free, so we take them down here, make sure they're going to run free. Alright, so we're ready to hoist the sail up. Okay, so we hit the gray button. And we watch to make sure these reefing lines are moving. And they are. Okay, now let's go to the red button to top it up. Okay, that's pretty good. Alright, now we've got our halyard all the way up, so our luff is nice and tight. So let's go ahead and pull the, this is the luff luff reefing line for the, actually we want the first reef, actually the first reef is already in, so we're good. We're good. But if it wasn't in, let's say like that, we want to pull it in, bring it around here, and pull it in. Got a little confused there for a second. I like to wrap it around the winch, just one little crack like that to make sure it's all the way down. You can also visually see it later on when we bring in the boom. Okay, then we wrap the main sheet around the winch. Close the spin lock, bring the sail back around. Okay, that's good enough for now. So that's it for the main for shaking out a reef. Now, if we wanted to shake out both reefs, we simply would have lifted all the spin locks up and let the whole sail go up. So, but we just want to get rid of the sinking. And if you take a look at the sail, we got a nice shape to it. And the luff could be a little tighter, but it's okay. Still getting in pretty good shape. So now let's say the wind picks up and we want to bring the mainsail down. We want to put that second reef back in again. So the process is pretty much the same. We will have one wrap of the main sheet around the winch. Release the clutch. Let the boom out. Pull on the main sheet here to get it to go all the way out. And now this time, instead of shaking out a reef, we're putting in a reef. By the way, what I recommend when sailing in the Caribbean, it's always a good idea to have the sails set for 25 to 30 knots, because that's generally what you're going to get. So start out with 2 reefs in the main and only about 2/3 of the jib unfurled. You can always let it out later on when you're out there if the wind is a little bit calmer, but it's more pleasant, not so scary for your guests to go from fully reefed to shaking out some reefs to having too much sail and having a few gusts knock you over a little bit. So okay, so now we're ready to put that reef back in. So we take the halyard, one wrap around the winch, let the clutch go, and then just ease off on it while you pull in the reef lines. See the sails coming down. Bring it down. And I can tell when that has reached the grommet. So just let a little slack in there just to be sure. Take a really good hard pull on it. On the luff line of the second reef. Yeah, that's good again. Okay, you can just take out the slack on the second. Alright, now we go ahead and hoist up the halyard. Get a nice taut shape on the luff. Use the red button to go the last few inches. So it's good and tight. Okay, then we want to make sure our leech is good and tight. So you really don't need the winch to do that. You can just hoist it back like that. That should be good. Okay. So now easily take off the halyard. Notice it slips a little bit. Okay, let's bring our boom back in. Okay. So we're back to 2 reefs. Okay, that's it. Thank you.